Good morning students. As you know, now we are doing the chapter is respiration, and in this chapter we have done the structure, basic concept about the respiration, and from now today we will study the exchange of gases. It means in this time we will study the physiology of respiration. The physiology of respiration included the exchange of gases, transportation of oxygen and CO2. So this topic we have done in our previous video, but first we have to remember, either remind it again, so we can understand the transportation of oxygen. So in exchange of gases, it means when we are exhaling or inhaling. When we are inhaling, the oxygen enter, how the oxygen enter in our lungs, and when we are exhale, how the CO2 will exited out from the lung. So there has a transportation, either a exchange of gases. When oxygen enter into the lungs, how it will exchange in blood and how the CO2 will exchange there. So in that case, it's a alveoli. Around the alveoli, the blood capillaries are there, and from the blood capillary, it means the blood is transported to heart, then from heart the blood transported to tissue, and deoxygenated blood is collected by the blood vessels, and from the blood vessels this blood again transported into heart, and from heart this blood is transported to the lungs area. So this concept we have done in a previous video. Firstly, we have to remind it again. If you have any problem, you can solve this. So this transportation, it means this exchange is depending upon the partial pressure of gases. It means in atmospheric air, in our atmosphere, the air is a composition of some gases. It means in atmosphere, nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide and other gases are also there. So what is the pressure, which it means what is the contribution of oxygen in the atmosphere? It's denoted by the partial pressure. So due to the difference in their partial pressure, either the concentration gradient, the gases will exchange from different paths. When we are started, when the inhaling conditions is there, that time the lungs are increases in size due to the increasement of the thoracic cavity. Firstly, the thoracic cavities increases so that the lungs are also expanded, so we inhale the oxygen, and by the inhalation process the oxygen will come into the alveolus. In this time in alveolus the partial pressure of oxygen will be 104 mmHg. So in this time the partial pressure of CO2 will be 40 mmHg. Why? Because the minimum partial pressure of any gas will be 40 mmHg. So when the partial pressure of oxygen is increases, the second gas, it means CO2 partial pressure will be low. There has a oxygen, it means it is a oxygenated area. Oxygenated blood firstly come into heart. From heart this blood will transported to the tissue. So we can say it is a deoxygenated tissue. So in deoxygenated tissue the partial pressure of CO2 will be high, and this time the partial pressure of CO2 will be 45 mmHg. Why? Because CO2 is a toxic gas, and due to their toxination the partial pressure of CO2 will not be maximum to 45. इट मीन्स कि वो 45 से अब वो नहीं होगा. ठीक है. सो इन डीऑक्सीजनेटेड टिश्यू द पार्शियल प्रेशर ऑफ CO2 विल बी ग्रेटर देन द ऑक्सीजन. सो इन दिस एरिया द ऑक्सीजन partial pressure will be 40 mmHg. This is a deoxygenated blood again. So here the partial pressure of CO2 is 45 mmHg. And oxygen partial pressure will be 40 mmHg. So there has a difference between the partial pressure of two gases, so these gases are exchanged easily. Firstly, in this alveolus the partial pressure of oxygen is higher, and in this area the partial pressure of oxygen is lower, so the oxygen will enter into this deoxygenated blood. So this deoxygenated blood now will be a oxygenated blood. Now it's a when the oxygen will enter in this blood, blood will be oxygenated, and in this the partial pressure of CO2 is higher, and in this area the partial pressure of CO2 is lower, so the CO2 will enter into the alveolus, and from alveolus we exhale the CO2. The same process will happen in these places also. Now this oxygenated blood will enter into the heart. That always firstly blood, whether it is a oxygenated or deoxygenated, firstly it have to go into the heart. From the heart it supplied to lungs and other other organs, either a tissue. So oxygenated blood firstly enter into the blood from heart. From heart this oxygenated blood will transported into the tissue. So there has a oxygenated blood, and in a oxygenated blood here the oxygen partial pressure will be 95 mm Hg and CO2 partial pressure will be 40 mm Hg. So there has the difference, the oxygen will reach into the tissue and CO2 will reach into the blood. So this is the exchange of gases. It means in the exchange of gases the partial pressure of gases take place the important role. Now second is the transportation of oxygen. In our physiology, the topic is physiology of respiration. So in this, firstly we have done exchange of gases. Now second is transport of oxygen. It means the oxygen, how the oxygen and CO2 are transported by the blood. As we know, the blood, if we are talking about the composition of blood, the blood is made of plasma and Karpa cells. There has in plasma, it means it is a liquid watery substance, and second one is the Karpa cells. So many of cells are there. The plasma is a liquid material and second one is the cells are, many of cells are there. Firstly, in this time we will talk about only the red blood Karpa cells. So for the transportation of oxygen, the plasma and RBC will take place their role. The approximately whatever amount which enter in the alveolus, from alveolus the 3% of oxygen will transported by the plasma, only 3% oxygen. It means in those oxygen are there in the alveolus. alveolus में जितने भी अमाउंट में ऑक्सीजन होती है, उस ऑक्सीजन का only 3% part is transported by the plasma, because the oxygen have very less power of solubility. Oxygen is not properly soluble in a liquid medium. So that's why due to their insolubility character, the plasma will carry only 3% of oxygen. Now the second is RBC, and it means approximately 97% of oxygen will transported by the RBC, and in RBC the respiratory pigment, the hemoglobin is there. Due to the hemoglobin in RBC, the respiratory pigment hemoglobin is there. This hemoglobin is bind up with the oxygen and form the oxyhemoglobin. So it means in a form of oxyhemoglobin, this oxygen is transported from the tissue, either by the blood, it transported to the tissue. in the form of oxyhemoglobin. Okay, क्या रीड किया हमने? That we are talking about the transportation of oxygen. It means when the oxygen come into the alveolus, how this oxygen is transported to the heart and other tissue and cells. For their transportation, the blood plasma and RBC take their role. The oxygen is less soluble, it is less soluble in liquid, so only 3% of oxygen will transported by the plasma of blood. And in corpuscles, that RBC, it means red blood corpuscles having a hemoglobin, it is the respiratory pigment. It means the maximum amount of oxygen is transported by the help of respiratory pigment, the hemoglobin. So the oxygen firstly bind up with hemoglobin and form the oxyhemoglobin. So in the form of oxyhemoglobin, this oxygen will transported to the tissue and other cells. So in most of the vertebrate, the respiratory pigment will be the hemoglobin, but in some other animals like some crustaceans, octopus, marine worms, the many other respiratory pigments are there as hemocyanin, hemoerythrin, chloroquine. So there has some many respiratory pigment, those are helping in the transportation of oxygen and other CO2. So there has many other respiratory pigment, those are helping in the transportation. So if we are talking about the respiratory pigments, in most of the animals, the respiratory pigment will be the hemoglobin. The mostly in vertebrates animal, the respiratory pigment will be the hemoglobin, but in some animals the other respiratory pigments are as hemocyanin, hemoerythrin and chloroquine. These are some other respiratory pigment. If we are talking about the hemoglobin, due to the presence of hemoglobin, the blood of these animals will be red. Due to hemocyanin, the blood will be in a blue color. Due to hemoerythrin, the blood will be green color. In chloroquine, the blood will be purple in color. So when the blood is deoxygenated, it means in the oxygen will be less, the blood will be dark red. In these animals, the blood will be colorless. In these animals, the blood will be light green when it will be deoxygenated, and in these animals, the deoxygenated blood will be colorless. So it means these respiratory pigments are taking very great, either an important role in a respiration. If we are talking about the hemoglobin is found in most of the animals, it means all the vertebrates having the respiratory pigment as a hemoglobin. The hemocyanin respiratory pigment is found in some crustaceans animals like crab, squid animal and octopus, some other molluscan animals having the respiratory pigment as a hemocyanin. The most of the marine worms like leech, some earthworms are also having the respiratory pigment as a hemoerythrin. It means their blood will be green in color. In other marine worms, it means some marine worms having respiratory pigment as a chlorotrinine. In these, their blood will be purple in color. So these are some respiratory pigments. Those are helping in the respiration. So now we have talked about the structure of hemoglobin. It means in a most of vertebrate the respiratory pigment is hemoglobin. So when the oxygen, and because we are talking about the physiology of human beings, so in human beings the respiratory pigment will be a hemoglobin. Hemoglobin. So this hemoglobin is made up of two hem plus globin. There has a group of hem, and globin is a protein molecule. So hemoglobin is made up of binding of the hem plus globin. There has a group of hem. It means in hem the iron is there, and this iron is bind with the globin protein and forming the hemoglobin. In this, the iron, if we are talking about, it is a iron, it means a hem group. This hem group is bind with 4 porphyrin rings. The one hem group is bind with 4 porphyrin rings. So in these time, it is the structure which show the structure of hemoglobin.